Hi, friends. Welcome to Reading. And again, we're going to be looking at poetry. This time, we're going to be looking at poems very, very carefully. And we're going to be asking some questions as we read these poems. And they are, is the poet trying to tell a story through their writing? Right? Is the poet trying to tell a story? The second question, is there a problem that the poet is trying to bring to your attention? Is there a problem that the poet is trying to bring to your attention? And also, we're going to be looking at, as we do with many poems, all poems, does the poet express a certain emotion? Okay, and we've been talking about emotions quite a bit, feelings, right? So, as poetry is written, poets have a certain feeling, and the poet might have a feeling that they use as they're writing, and it also might convey that feeling to the reader. So, those are the three questions we're going to ask ourselves as we read poems really carefully this week. So before we go ahead and listen to this poem, something that I like to do before I respond to questions is I like to read them first and then go back to the text and read, so I know what I'm looking for as I'm reading the poem or the piece of the passage, right? So here are the questions that we're asking you today. How many stanzas does the poem have? So as you listen to the poem, think about how many stanzas are you seeing there? How many stanzas? And those are the chunks of writing in a poem, right? Number two, sometimes poems tell us a story. What story does Red Harecrow share in his poem? So Red Harecrow is a poet. He identifies as a Native American. And I was looking up information about him. It doesn't tell us exactly what nation or what tribe he belongs to, but he does identify as a Native American. So what story does he tell in this poem? He's trying to tell a story. Number three, what emotions do you think Red Harecrow was feeling as he wrote this poem? And how do you know? So look at the poem, see if you can copy and paste maybe one or two lines that kind of tell you, oh, Red Harecrow is really feeling this. I can tell, right? By him expressing it in a certain way in his words. And the last question is, does Red Harecrow's poem tell you about a problem? Okay. And what is it? And so just to give you a big clue, in the poem that he is writing, I shouldn't say clue, it's basically the answer. There is a problem in the story that he wants readers to really pay attention to. So we're going to ask you to think about what that problem is. Okay, here is the poem, The Mountains Are My Kingdom by Red Harecrow. The earth gives without being asked, for which I express my thanks, by taking no more than I need, yet you would take even that from me. The freedom of the sky and of the plain, of the desert places where I know how to find water, and the deep woods that also know the language of the people. You would string barbed wire and build fences and defend them with guns, so I cannot place my feet upon the soil my ancestors walked, that you defile with your greed. When I look around me and see the rivers flowing and the new green spreading across the land, my heart is full of joy, for I am rich and need nothing in my hand to show to man. My pride is my mother, the earth, and it is my privilege to preserve and protect her. So that is the poem, The Mountains Are My Kingdom. So you can read it again by yourself, or you can watch this video again, and then please respond to the questions below. Enjoy the poem, and we'll see you later. Bye.